Some people genuinely love staying at home, not as a phase, not because they're lazy, but because home feels better than almost anywhere else. And for a long time, society treated this as something strange. If you prefer staying in, you're called boring, antisocial, or told that you're missing out on life. But psychology tells a very different story. According to research by the American Psychological Association, nearly 60% of adults say they feel most emotionally safe at home. And large-scale surveys consistently show that people who enjoy being at home report lower stress levels and higher emotional comfort than those who constantly seek external stimulation. So why does home feel so good for some people? One major reason is the nervous system. People who love staying home often have a more sensitive or responsive nervous system. This doesn't mean something is wrong with them. It means their brains process stimulation more deeply. Noise, crowds, social expectations, constant interaction. All of this takes energy. Psychologists call this sensory and social load. For some people, especially introverts and highly sensitive individuals, too much external stimulation leads to faster mental exhaustion. Home removes that load. At home, the nervous system can finally relax. There's no need to perform, no need to react, no need to monitor how you're being perceived, and the body responds immediately. Studies show that heart rate, cortisol levels, and muscle tension tend to decrease when people are in familiar, controlled environments. That's why simply walking into your home can make you exhale without realizing it. Another powerful factor is control. At home, you control your environment, the lighting, the sounds, the temperature, the pace. Research in environmental psychology shows that a sense of control over one's surroundings is strongly linked to emotional well-being. Even small choices, like choosing when to eat or what to wear, reduce stress. Outside the home, that control disappears. Schedules, social rules, expectations. For some people, especially those who think deeply or feel deeply, that constant adjustment is draining. Home is where control is restored. There's also a strong emotional component. Home is often associated with safety, predictability, and emotional neutrality. Your brain learns this over time. Neuroscientists explain that familiar environments reduce uncertainty, and the human brain is wired to avoid uncertainty whenever possible. In uncertain environments, the brain stays alert. At home, the brain switches to recovery mode. This is why many people do their best thinking at home, why creativity flows more easily, why emotions feel more manageable. Another surprising factor is emotional intelligence. People who enjoy staying home are often highly introspective. They spend more time reflecting, processing emotions, and observing their inner world. Studies show that individuals with higher self-awareness often prefer low-stimulation environments because silence helps them organize thoughts and emotions. Home provides that silence. It's not avoidance, it's processing. Social energy plays a role too. Research from personality psychology shows that introverts recharge alone, while extroverts recharge through interaction. Neither is better. They are simply different energy systems. For introverts, staying home is not isolation, it's recharging. And even extroverts, especially as they get older, report enjoying home more. Large surveys show that after the age of 30, preference for staying home increases significantly across all personality types. Life experience changes priorities. After years of stress, deadlines, and social pressure, the brain learns that peace is valuable. Trauma and prolonged stress also influence this preference. People who've experienced emotional overload, burnout, or instability often find comfort in staying home. This doesn't mean they're broken. It means their nervous system learned that safety matters. Home becomes that environment. Technology plays a role as well. With remote work, online connection, and digital entertainment, staying home no longer means being disconnected. According to global surveys, over 70% of people say they feel socially connected even while spending most of their time at home. Connection has changed form. You can communicate without constant physical presence, and for many people, that feels healthier. There's also a misconception that people who love staying home dislike people. That's not true. Many of them value deeper, more meaningful connections, not constant interaction. They prefer quality over quantity. Psychological studies show that people who prioritize fewer but deeper relationships often report higher life satisfaction. Home supports that depth. It allows space for thought, for rest, for emotional clarity. Of course, balance matters. Staying home becomes unhealthy only when it's driven by fear rather than comfort, avoidance rather than preference. But for most people who love staying home, it's not about fear, it's about peace. And maybe that's the part society struggles to accept. We live in a culture that rewards visibility, busyness, constant movement. But psychology reminds us that rest is not laziness. Stillness is not failure. For some people, staying home is where they feel most themselves, where the noise fades, where the mind settles, where life finally feels manageable. So if you're someone who loves being at home, remember this. You're not missing out on life. You're experiencing it in a way that suits your mind and nervous system. And in a world that rarely slows down, choosing peace is not weakness, it's awareness.
You're not alone here. Subscribe to Life Decoded.